Good morning students. Welcome to the science class. Today we will learn new chapter lesson number 6 air. In this lesson we have studied know about the existence of air through experiment. With the help of experiment we prove that air is present everywhere. Know the components of air. Third is understand some characteristics of air through experiment. The characteristics of air through an experiments means what are the characteristics of air with the help of experiment. Next is understand the uses of air where it is used. And finally we discuss about air pollution, causes and effects and remedies. Now let us start with the chapter air. Student, what is air? See, you will say that air is not visible but its presence can be felt. Means we can feel it. Now, what is air? Air is one of the natural resource. The earth is blanketed by a thick layer called air. This layer is called the earth atmosphere. The earth is surrounded by layers of air is called atmosphere. Air is being a mixture of many gases which is very essential for sustaining the life of plants and animals. Air is one of the natural resource. Living things need air, water and food. We know that we can survive without food, water at least for few days, but without air you can breathe? No. We can survive only for few minutes or seconds. So we can say that air is one of the most important or essential need of all organisms on the earth. See, in this picture of the earth atmosphere is given. I show here in the second picture, you see that is the earth atmosphere. That atmosphere is surrounded by the layers. The earth is blanketed by a thick layer. That layer is called the air. This layer is called the earth atmosphere. Next, layers of the atmosphere. Atmosphere. The atmosphere is made up of several layers with different levels of density, thickness and temperature. There is no definite outer boundary of the atmosphere. Layers of the atmosphere. The different layers of the atmosphere from the surface to the outermost layer. Atmosphere is made up of several layers that are of different thickness, densities and temperature. There is no clear-cut outer boundary of the atmosphere. The different layers of the atmosphere from the surface to the outermost layers are troposphere, stratosphere, mesosphere, thermosphere and exosphere, which you learn about these atmosphere of the layers in a higher classes. Only I mention here the layers of the atmosphere. You can see in the picture these are the layers of the atmosphere. Next, composition of air. Composition of air. Air is made up of important gases. They are nitrogen 78%, oxygen 21%, carbon dioxide 0.04% and water vapor, dust particles and other gases 0.06%. Air is a mixture of various gases, different gases. The main gases present in the air are oxygen, nitrogen, carbon dioxide, water vapor, dust particles, and other gases like helium, krypton, neon, hydrogen, methane, ozone. They are present in extremely small quantities. Some gases like helium, krypton, and neon are called inert gases or a noble gases. Air contains about nitrogen 78%, oxygen 21%, carbon dioxide 0.04%, and water vapor, dust particles, and other gases 0.06%. You can see in the image that is the components of air, that is nitrogen is very highest percentage in the atmosphere, and oxygen is 21%, carbon dioxide is 0.04%, and water vapor, dust particles, and other gases are 0.06%. Now let us learn about the atmospheric gases one by one. First atmospheric gas is oxygen. This is the most vital, means important gas for life to sustain on planet Earth. Oxygen is also needed for burning of materials as it supports combustion. This process of burning is called combustion. You can see in the first image, students, that wood is burning. When we burn anything or a material, we need a oxygen. All humans and animals required oxygen to stay alive. Oxygen is taken into the body and it acts on food to produce carbon dioxide and energy. This process is called respiration. Means all living organism they need oxygen to breathe. They take oxygen and throw out carbon dioxide. Termites, ants, earthworms that live in the soil and they use oxygen trapped between the soil particles. Earthworms come out of the soil during rainy season because water fills all the air space in the soil and there is no air for earthworms to breathe. Oxygen means air contains about 21%. Oxygen is important for all living organisms, both plants and animals. Make use of atmospheric oxygen in the process of respiration. We breathe in air which is rich in oxygen. Fish utilize oxygen which is dissolved in water. A person climbing on high mountains or a deep sea diver carries means swimmer carries cylinders of oxygen with them. Oxygen is also needed for burning of material as it supports combustion. This process of burning is called a combustion. Now let us move the next gas. Atmospheric gas is carbon dioxide. Plants require carbon dioxide to produce food. Carbon dioxide does not support combustion and it is therefore very helpful in putting off fires. You can see in the second image, students, that is the carbon dioxide cylinder. They put off the fire. Carbon dioxide is a greenhouse gas that absorbs sun's heat and keep the earth warm enough for living things to survive. You can see in the third image. Carbon dioxide is a very little present in the atmosphere. All plants and animals give out carbon dioxide in the process of respiration. On burning of a coal and wood, carbon dioxide is produced and plants use carbon dioxide in the process of photosynthesis. Carbon dioxide is also used in the making of aerated drinks. It is also used in fire extinguishers because it does not burn and helps put off fires. Let us move the next atmospheric gas is nitrogen. Nitrogen is the major component of the air, that is 78%. It is the highest percentage in the atmosphere. Nitrogen helps to control combustion, means nitrogen helps to burn the things. Our body cells are made up of nitrogen along with carbon, hydrogen and oxygen. It is also used for making fertilizers and other chemicals. Nitrogen is the major component of the atmosphere or air, that is 78%. Nitrogen forms about fourth fifth of the total atmospheric air. Nitrogen does not help in burning. However, roots of some plants like beans, peas and pulses have root nodules that bears bacterial cells. These bacterial cells convert atmospheric nitrogen into the soil fertilizers. Let us next about atmospheric gases is argon. Argon is used in a light bulbs or a tubes. Neon is used in a glow signboards, and helium is used to fill up large balloons or a small balloons with which are sent up into the atmosphere. You can see in the image, students, that first is the light bulb, which argon is used in a light bulbs, and neon it is used in a glow signboards, and helium it is used in a large balloons. Next is radon. Radon is used for the treatment of cancer. Next is water vapor. Water vapor maintains the water cycle. Apart from this, air contains dust, smoke and microbes. Water vapor present in air are very important for water cycle in a nature. It is always present in the air. This comes from the water bodies like sea, lakes and rivers, where evaporation takes place at the surface. Next is properties of air or a characteristics of air. Air has a characteristics. They are: air occupy the space, air has weight and air exerts pressure. Air occupies space. We know that air is everywhere around us. We do not see it, but you can easily prove that air occupies the space. You can see in the images that is a large balloon or a football. They are filled with air. Next is air has a weight. That is a tire, football and balloon. They are filled with air and air has a weight. Next is air exerts pressure. You can see in the first image, children, you might have seen here a plastic bottle. Pour some hot water on it and close with the cap tightly. Now add some cold water over it. Now see the shape of the bottle changes. This is due to the difference of air pressure inside and outside of the bottle. Now one by one we have studied the characteristics of air or properties of air. First is air occupy the space. You can see in the images here balloon, tire and a candle. These are the balloon and tire. They occupy the air. They filled with air. A balloon gives up pleasure only when it is filled with air. A tire is of no use without air. We cannot play with a flat football. When you fill air in them, they become a big and they expand in their size. This shows that air occupy the space. A candle, you can see in the third image, students. Here a candle need air to burn. When we cover a burning candle with a glass jar, the candle stop burning. This shows that air is needed for burning. Means the oxygen is needed for burning of candle. Next is air has weight. Which of these will weigh more? The tire, the balloon and the football. Yes, the inflated tire, balloon and football weigh more. This shows air has a weight. Means all these, the tire, balloon and football, they are filled with air and they weigh more. Next is air exerts pressure. We need a glass, a piece of stiff paper and some water for this experiment. Now take a glass of water and place the piece of stiff paper on the mouth of the glass and cover it with your palm while turning the glass upside down. Now remove your palm carefully. Even though the glass is held upside down, the paper does not fall. Naturally, the water in the glass also does not flow out. This happens, the air outside the glass exerts pressure. Students, we continue this lesson in the next video. So, thank you.